Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is a beautiful morning because the sun came up. We're truly blessed. We're at Atlas Spine and Rehab at 5855 Jimmy Carter Boulevard, Suite 210, Norcross, Georgia, 678-691-5651. 678-691-5651. And it's an exciting day because today voy a presentar, that's Spanish for some people that don't know. I'm gonna showcase a friend, a very good friend of mine, and one of the true services that has been lacking in the Atlanta market regarding PI. Today I want to present my cousin, mi primo from, I think he's from Guerrero because he's like, has a tan, because Guerrero's the beach. So we're gonna talk to Dr. Singh, all the way from Alabama. That's not true. But I'm gonna talk about it in this way because we want to have a good time, and when we treat our patients, we want the patients to feel relaxed, to understand that we're here to provide the best service, but we can't be serious all the time because we have to get them to relax and give us information. So anyway, with no more time, let me present to my right. He's going to tell you his name and his specialty, and we're going to give you some basic information that every person that's involved in a car accident, every person that's involved in an accident at work, you must know, you must understand how the process works. Anyway, Papi Chulo.
Hi, I'm Dr. Singh. I'm a neurologist and an anesthesia pain specialist. It's an honor and privilege to be sitting here and discussing about different medical conditions that can be the result of a car accident. What would you like to discuss?
Well, you know, one of the biggest things that people always ask about is whiplash, latigazo cervical, which is the same thing. They don't understand why it happens, how it happens, and what are the complications. Now, when we talk to our patients and explain to them what the whiplash is, you know, we start very basic, you know, the spine has a natural curve, it's called the lordosis, and as we get into it, we try to explain to them what happens when you get hit from behind, or really get hit anywhere. What are the complications of a whiplash accident, injury of any PI case?
Right. So whiplash is still being studied by different physicians and scientists. We still know a lot, and still there's more to explore for this medical condition. As we know, in the neck we have muscles, we have nerves, we have tendons, we have bones. So when you get, especially when you get rear-ended or something, you know, there's a rapid acceleration, deceleration injury. So there's like a sudden jerk at the neck level, which can affect the ligaments, tendons, nerves, bones, joints. It can manifest as pain as one of the symptoms in which patients can complain about headaches, neck pain, low back pain. A lot of patients can also have some neurological symptoms along with it too, like blurry vision, dizziness, difficulty focusing, memory issues, ringing in the ears, which can be part of whiplash, but still needs to be evaluated by a neurologist.
But it's two different things, and this is what we try to explain to the patient. When we triage a patient, we talk about a PI injury, whiplash. Some of the factors that we discuss is, for example, what you said. You're gonna get headaches.
Right.
You're gonna get pain in your shoulders.
Right.
And for you to get up, oh God, like you can't. And every patient goes, that happens. I have that. I have this. You can have radiating pain coming down your legs. You know, your fingertips can feel numbness. That's physical. That's something we can see from an MRI of if it's herniated, if it's bulging. But the neurological is a completely different attack, a different way to look at it.
That's right. So at Neurocenters of America, what we do for these patients is we do the brain testing for them, we do the brain MRI, we order those testing, we do a good comprehensive neurological exam, and then we come to the conclusion whether these patients are having traumatic brain injury, concussions, and not just whiplash injury for those patients. Because treatment could be different for patients who need neurological help compared to just focusing with the whiplash injury.
But that's the key. It's two types of analytical processes to determine what is going on. Because the physical of the cervical, the thoracic, the lumbar, those injuries we can pretty well see. We can see a herniated disc. We can see a bulging disc. But anything that has to do with the head, it's treated differently, and it's a different type of testing,
Right.
and it takes a specialist to make sure that we just don't treat the physical, and then you're released and you're still having headaches,
Right.
blurred vision,
Right.
which can be complicated long term.
Right.
So Neuro Centers of America, which is what we're talking about, is a key in establishing and connecting the two types of injuries.
That's correct.
You got to look at both. You
correct.
just cannot be on the physical side. You got to look at the mental. Now, my opinion is that sometimes the neurological issue is probably more complicated
Correct.
than the physical.
That is correct. So neurological findings, they can be unique and can only be diagnosed if there's somebody who has done extensive training in the field of neurology. And again, as I said, this needs to be addressed differently. You cannot ignore the neurological problems because there are some medications which can boost your memory, which can boost your concentration. And if you don't make the diagnosis, you will not be using those medicines. And if you don't use those medicines, these patients are at risk to get into another accident because they're not able to focus or concentrate. So that is also important in these patients to get evaluated from that standpoint.
And let me tell you what, we've been blessed to have worked. We work with a lot of great attorneys. They're good friends. We work with a lot of chiros. And the way that Atlas Spine and Rehab started looking at how do we treat or how do we deal with the PI market, how do we deal with the PI patient, is that we got to provide a team. Now we work with the attorneys, they got certain things that they need from us, but we're worried about how do we treat the patient. We have some great chiros, they do great work, but they have to then send them to us on the side of what the MRIs, the cervical, the injections, but then we have to look at the other part, which a lot of times is overlooked. And I'll tell you this, what we've learned, a lot of times you can't find a good neuro that's going to take their time and actually diagnose the problem. They're going to sweep it and move out of it quick. So we've created a team from the Neuro Centers of America, Atlas Spine and Rehab. We got our great chiro, but we're working as a team for the patient that has probably the best legal advice around. Because we have amazing attorneys. Our responsibility is that those patients get the best of everything.
That's right.
So see, Atlas Spine and Rehab, 698. He's giving me a color. What, I forgot my number? I didn't forget my number. What's my number? Atlas, 678-691-5651. 678-691-5651. Call us, ask us about what we're doing, what's new about us as far as the neuro side. I am very focused. I am very involved in that we've got to provide the best neuro care for these patients, because you cannot tell me that when you get hit, what is it? I think it takes 15 miles, 20 miles, 10 miles to get hit, and it creates almost like a G-force of 5. And that's a lot. So we want to make sure that our patients get the best quality care of all type. So when you leave us, you will be, we're not going to say 100%, because nothing's 100%, but you'll get the best care possible.
And can you talk a little bit of our locations?
Well, we've been blessed because we've got, there's 10 locations, and there's 3 locations for Neuro Centers of America. So now you're looking at 13 spots that you can get your care. We're at Norcross, we're at Lawrenceville, we're at Buford, we're at Smyrna, we're down in Atlanta, we're down in Buckhead. But if you want to find out where we're located, please call us, and we will give you all our locations, which is 678-691-5651. We'll give you the map of where we're located. We've worked on something together that I think is key. Compliance is enhanced by convenience. So if you have where to go, then you're going to be compliant. Thank you for watching us. We'll see each other again. We will continue with this information that's very important to our community. Así que vamos a seguir hablando sobre el accidente de carro.